Now, as part of creating the history of South Africa in stone and metal, the Pitika Ntuli studios have created more than 20 monuments depicting people's resistance, resilience and renaissance. And one of the artworks is Africa 2063, the Quantum People, a 19-ton statue made of granite and metal chains. And the title is inspired by the AU Agenda 2063 that seeks to accelerate Africa's development initiative. Well, to talk to us a little bit more about that is its creator, Pitika Ntuli. Prof, thank you very much for joining us and welcome to the program.
Well, thank you to you and to the viewers.
All right, so this sounds like another one of your epic labor of loves. Take us through the journey of when it started, what vision did you have for this statue?
No, what actually happened is that I had a conversation with Madiba, who said to me he was very, very concerned of how he's going to be remembered. And his issue was reconciliation. What was I going to do as a sculptor? I said, I'll make a monument. But the monument I promised him ended up now with working on 23 more than life-size statues made in stone mixed with metal that depicts the 300 years of our history of oppression, colonialism and settler colonialism.
All right, so now I see you wearing kente, so you're an African in the greater sense of the word. Talk to us about this monument, because it really speaks to African vision.
This monument, as I said, is 19 tons. It is also riddled with a lot of symbolism. When you look at it, first you are going to see two people struggling with something, and when you look at again, you find that those people constitute a face. In other words, meaning that we as Africans, wherever we are going to have to face the future together. When you look at one of them that is on the right, the head is crowned with hair, dreadlocks, and those dreadlocks are made of motorbike chains. And one of the strands of those chains is moving a bit away. And what is the reason? Chains, because we are still colonized in our minds. And that strand there means we are beginning to decolonize a little bit. Yet on the convex, using a chain in the head of a motorbike, which is known by its own speed, speaks to us as African people and our speed of thinking. When you look at it at a closer basis, underneath there are kind of designs that are done, and they are done in diamond shapes that also speak of the richness of Africa. You turn around at the back of it, you can see the strength of the people. The backbone is made out of a chain. And as a figure is facing this way and the chain, another figure is looking at the back. It is Africa looking back to its past in order to look at its future. The chain there at the back shows our backbone of strength as African people. But again, a chain reaction, for action of the things that we really want to do.
It sounds quite remarkable and very well thought out in terms of its creation and the way that you put it together. And I just wonder, though, 4 years it took to make. One's mind changes over time. Did the sculpture change as well over the years, or was it what you always wanted?
The sculpture is changing all the time. In the end, you never finish a work of art. You just simply stop doing it. You simply stop doing it. So we worked on it and we stopped 6 months ago. Then other ideas came onto it. I went over to Ethiopia for some meeting. I went over to some conference. And then the ideas about Africa and our moving forward actually came into being. And then again, you see the power, the strength that is actually being depicted. And we thought that we are threatened by other people's statues. Roads must fall. Who must rise? Well, perhaps Pitika Ntuli must rise, but nonetheless disregard. So we thought that isn't it about time that we put our own statue where we want it, created by our own people, using our own stone that comes from our land? The fact that we are using, granite, we are also talking to the land question. We are not talking about bronzes. We have been kept away from using bronzes that are even empty, inside. So we are using actually stones, the same stones that Madiba was breaking down for the past 27 years to create the soil out of which. That's why that granite stone, and also recycling those materials that we are using in order to make up our own story and to give our people a gift.
Is this something that people from across the continent, when they come and visit and look at this, can feel that it belongs to them as well?
Yeah, I tell you, it belongs to them as well. I just came back 3 days ago from the 5th Pan-African Cultural Congress at the AU offices. I showed these pictures in here. People stood up and they just couldn't actually believe. Other artists and all couldn't believe that these issues are coming out of Africa. It was no longer South Africa. It was us as Africa united culturally and otherwise with one destiny.
All right, so where can people view it, enjoy it, and praise you?
Tomorrow at 3:30 at Melrose Square, just opposite Moyos. We are going to have eminent people, our big legends.
Yes.
Leta Mbuli, Kefas Esbinya, Don Matera, Blondie is coming, Hot Sticks is coming, wow. Young poets are coming. Our indigenous, healers will come and do a healers dance in order to usher, these things across to the people, to see. 3:30, right up at that, Melrose Square. There's going to be action. At least we are all going to be proud that we are indeed African people.
Thank you so much. We wish you the best of luck, and we thank you again for another beautiful gift with the work of your hands. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much, Peter.
All right.
May God bless us both.
Thank you so much. That's Professor Pitika Ntuli. This looks like one of those creations that you really have to go out and see for yourself. I'll have more details for you in a bit.